Chargers won.
We're live again.
Yeah.
Back in the familiar home of your boy. So we got a very nice, exciting podcast today. Hopefully less interruptions than last time because we're at my house. If you're watching, let us know if we can hear it. If you can hear us all right, just make sure we got the mic all right.
And also hit us with that questions.
We're gonna
answer them at the
we'll
the
answer
end.
your Q&A questions at the end. As always, this will be going up after the stream is over, so you can watch the stream in full. Do you want to let up some people pour in for a minute, or do you want to just get right into it?
That's your call.
Let's get right into it.
We'll get right into it. So we're going to start with Chiefs today. Unfortunately, it's not great.
Sucks.
The whole game, I had no worries seeing how it was unfolding.
I mean, it felt like we were in control the entire game.
Exactly.
For literally the entire game, except for 4 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say I commend the Chargers for their gutsy call to go for two.
Yeah, and it's kind of gutsy, but
at the same time, what's riskier, going for 2-point conversions or giving the ball to Patrick Mahomes with a chance to win the game?
Right. And I mean, score a touchdown, and right after that, I knew they'd win. I knew they'd go for two, first of all.
Yeah.
And jeez.
Yeah.
The December breakdown.
Yeah. Mid-December breakdown. Just a game that we had no business losing. And the Chargers are a really good team, but Thursday night, prime time, at home, with a chance to clinch the division, to make the next level to serious Super Bowl contenders, that's the game you got to win.
Yeah.
That should be a game that you should be able to win with confidence and just be able to get out of there and go home. Be able to rest the next 2 weeks would be nice. But now we're in a situation. Is it dark? We need to.
It's a little bit. It just kind of fluctuates.
All right. Well, we need to go to Seattle, who've ripped off 4 straight games and are looking to make a playoff run. We got to go to Seattle in a game where I bet Vegas gives Seattle the edge. Would not be surprised, depending on if Seattle wins this game this week. Their game this week. Meanwhile, the Chargers have to, get to play the Ravens at home. Ravens are pretty close to being out of it, but it's a much easier game than the game that we have to play this weekend or next weekend. It's just deflating, very, very deflating, that game last night. And you can't put it on Mahomes. It's not. I don't think it's one player or even part of the team's fault. Defense should have been able to stop them with 2 times, just at least once. You only needed to stop them once. But at the same time, all we needed when Mahomes got the ball back up 7 was 2 first downs, 3 first downs, and we can run out the clock.
Right.
You're a smart man. You know that, Brady Hart.
Thank you.
Good move.
It's just a loss you hate to take.
Right. It's one that shouldn't have.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, you lose Chargers, but throughout that game, the way the game unfolded, we should not have lost that game.
I bet if you play that game 10 times in a row.
Yeah. You have. And, 9 straight losses the Chargers had to the Chiefs?
I saw
7
it was out of 8, but I'm sure it's more than
I think it was 9. That's what they were saying on the broadcast yesterday.
I mean, it's a solid 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. It's not great. I do want to touch during the game about the refs. I'm not going to say, obviously, that the refs decided the game, because I don't think that 3 referees can decide a football game. I just think they can heavily influence it. I want to talk about a couple. First one, I'm going to mainly stick to the last drive that the Chargers had, their game-winning drive. Phillip Rivers goes down, looks like helmet to helmet, no call. I thought it should have been a helmet to helmet.
I originally watching the play
It
in
looked
live
like-
action, I was like, I didn't think it was that bad.
To me, it
But
looked late.
Slow
I mean,
motion, the replay.
Yeah,
I
it looked
didn't
like it
even
should have
see
been another 15.
It definitely should have been
15
overtime.
yards. What was interesting about that play was Rivers like spent 20 seconds trying to plead his case to the refs.
Yeah.
So it was like it got down to like 23 seconds. Play right after that, Travis Benjamin, Philip Rivers looks for Travis Benjamin in back of the end zone. Kendall Fuller is called for a pass interference. It looked pretty weak to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I saw a little bit of contact, but not nearly enough to. First of all, the throw was high. It was a long shot for Benjamin to even to have the catch. But like from what I saw on TV, the replays, it definitely looked like he barely grazed his arm.
And that's when I'm not a fan of the spot of the foul.
Yeah. I hate that. It's just, like you go down to the one. I don't know. It's just weird.
Spot fouls.
Yeah.
I just don't. I
Yeah,
like the way the NCAA does it.
Yeah.
And to add to what I guess we've talked about, just the merits of makeup calls and why do we have them.
Yeah. Because there was definitely some calls that when we were driving, like in the third and fourth quarter, that it looked like Chargers got like robbed on some holding calls. It looked like some pretty weak holding calls. But I mean, what are you going to do? They get down to the one, and on the touchdown, it looked like there was 2 missed calls. They didn't talk about. It looked like there could have been 2 calls. The first one was offensive PI. It definitely looked like Benjamin extended his arm.
Right.
2 of them. It looked like he extended both of his arms to the point where it probably could have been called offensive pass interference. I don't mind the no call in that situation because it's a late game. I'm sure if they, say we were in that situation needing a touchdown and they called that on us, I probably would have been pretty pissed.
Right.
Called it weak, whatever. But from what it looked like, it could have been called. We'll call it a 50-50. And then another 50-50 call really was another 50-50 was the bobble. It sure looked like he might have been bobbling it.
Yeah, it's tough because it wasn't a clear bobble, but it was just kind of slipping.
And I think one thing that I don't like about refs in all sports is the fact that you have to make a call and then they decide, it's like you decide and then you have to have like unreasonable doubt to overturn it.
Right.
And I feel like if there wasn't unreasonable doubt, say the ref just doesn't make a call and says, we're just going to go straight to the booth with this one, right? Let's just go straight to the booth. I didn't have it could have been, it could have not been. Let's just go straight to the booth where you take out the factor of unreasonable doubt. And I think they might have called it incompletion. Now, granted, there was 4 seconds left. There probably was enough time to run another play. Who says they don't score again? But it was just I don't think it was as big an impact as other ref games, but Rams game that was ridiculous. All the false start, that was bad. But it definitely played a role. Scoring from your 10 is a lot harder from scoring from your 1 on a weak pass interference call. And that touchdown essentially decided the game. So, so we're going to move on from being salty Chiefs fans. I saw a guy at school today who was wearing a Philip Rivers jersey, and I was just like, man, I got some colorful words for you, but I don't want to get
colorful words for some
Chargers fans.
Some fans of other teams, like the Patriots.
Okay, we're done.
But
we're done.
I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, we're done. We're going to move on to West basketball, who, when we last talked, we were unsure of how good they were going to be because they hadn't played any games yet. We've now played 5 games. We are 3-2, but among those games has been no bad losses, only good wins.
Yeah, and it's incredible. I was talking to multiple players, and I was telling them I'm surprised how tough their schedule's been thus far.
Yeah, they haven't played one bad team.
No, they haven't. They've played very good teams, and hung with every one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Blue Valley Northwest, you can
But
say,
they're an exception.
But-
they're an exception.
but listen, I think we hung with them just as well as any team could have hung with them.
Yeah, with a guy with a KU.
We were their
connection.
closest game in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think the way they're playing together, I think that's the big
Yeah.
thing about
Yeah.
at least boys basketball
Yeah.
is the team aspect.
Yeah.
Every guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I try and think back, and I think about who's the best player from a given night.
Yeah.
There's really not one guy
Yeah.
who.
Who likes? Well, like
Obviously, Eric facilitates the offense.
he's the leader of the offense,
Right.
and like he's the guy. But like,
Yeah.
there's only been like I think 1 or 2 games where he's been the leading scorer.
well,
Every-
now, granted, he is the leader. He is.
he's
he
there
is that
emotionally.
guy,
He's a glue guy.
right?
Yeah.
But the team
It's so spread out.
compliments him.
Yeah. And there's, like every game, it seems like 8, 9 guys score.
Yeah.
And that was, I'm going to run through the games in order. Olathe East, overtime, down 13 in the third quarter. Spirited
Good win.
comeback, very intense, very close game. A game we could have easily lost, but
Right.
didn't
And
give up.
obviously, the first game of the season is huge
Yeah,
for any
huge.
sport.
Second game was the
Barstow.
Again, down 10 and
Down, yeah.
11 in the fourth, right?
Yeah. I think it was.
It might have, I wasn't at the game, but
13.
you were
I think
at
it was.
it was
13
13 around there in
14,
the
I don't
fourth
know.
quarter.
Yeah.
Came back, won again,
Mhm.
and then
And
against then East, beat East.
obviously, a good win.
Always great to be East. Always great. I took much pleasure in that win. Much pleasure. So beat East, another really close game, back and forth. Couple key plays I do want to talk about from there. Wesley banking in a 3. I was watching it and Wesley put it up and I was like, oh crap, that ain't going in. Oh no. And then it went in and I was like, oh Wesley, you slide. You dog. Weasel.
Did he call bank?
Didn't hear it from the stands.
Thank you.
Guess it doesn't count.
Bank was open on a Thursday, am I right, boys? And then against then we're again.
I saw that last one go.
What did we do?
Okay, so still.
We're goose egg right now.
But yeah, East obviously get a win.
And then the other play from East, Eric Steele turn, and then Anu, and I was like, we're gonna win this game. That's
Right.
where at. And
now we're
then Blue Valley Northwest. And like, there's always things you can take away from a loss, and the fact that we stood, we hung strong with the best team in the state. They are the best team in state at any level. I would take them over BH Rock. I mean, BH Alliance. I would take them over any team. Christian Braun, that dude's a killer. That dude is
He's
cold. Hey, he's a stud.
And those are, you kind of spoke on, what can you take away from a game like that? Those are hard to stay in because
it's hard.
It's hard not to know. I mean, you have to go into that game thinking, what can we take from this, and how can we
improve?
Yeah, how can we improve while still,
trying to win,
having some confidence that you can take this game.
And I wasn't at the game, but it seemed as though they were playing with confidence. They didn't look scared.
Right.
They knew that they probably weren't going to win just because they're small. They've got what West has all the ridiculous athletes. Not to say that we don't have great athletes, but not to that level. But they still they stood strong with that team, and that's impressive.
Yeah, and it seemed to. I mean, coming out of the huddle, I remember in the tip-off, they were all fired up. There was no question that they were wanting.
They were, and I'm sure Blue Valley Northwest was walking in that game thinking, we'll probably win, and of course they did. But I'm sure they, after walking out of the stadium, I'm sure Blue Valley Northwest was thinking, hey, I've got some respect for that team.
Yeah. Right, they played an even first quarter too. I mean, it was like 13-10.
Yeah,
Blue Valley Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed about in that loss. And then again, the Free State game. That was the last game we played. Another one. Hey, we got a viewer.
Let's go.
Yeah. So the Free State game, I was talking to Eric. He said that West shot 20%.
Yeah. No.
Free State shot 40%, 46%,
and we still only
lost by 4.
Well, 6. I think.
Or 6. Yeah.
6.
And I mean, just a tough tough offensive day for the Vikings.
And to be fair to Free State, they were playing some really good defense. They were playing some really and especially
first quarter.
We scored 3 points. 3 points in the first quarter, and like the fact that they were able to come back.
Yeah,
like it looked like it was going to be a rout.
Yeah. What was maybe I'm imagining this wrong, but was it up to 18-3 at some point, or am I?
It could have been. It was
pretty.
It was like
22-5.
It was like 22-7 around that. It was
and
around
that's when
that.
they started making that comeback.
Yeah. They really got going from the 3-point line. And, I've been thinking about this team is undersized. They don't have a lot of veterans, only 3 seniors, 2 senior starters, 3 returning starters with Eric. Logan didn't even start last year, did he?
No.
Eric Wesley started some games last year.
Wesley did start, yeah. Eric
so-
Wesley, Emilio when he does start.
I like Emilio.
Yeah.
I like
Emilio and CJ, and
they're so interchangeable. They're so different, but they're solid at what
but like
they do.
their core, from what I can tell, is they'll give their all at anything.
Yeah.
They will put their bodies on the line. They'll do anything to win, and they'll do the little things.
Yeah,
So,
rebound. They don't give up offensive rebound. The CJ's a pretty knockdown free throw shooter, huh?
Yeah.
That dude hasn't missed any free throws this year, and I like that.
he hit one from deep too against
Yeah.
Valley Northwest.
Yeah.
The ones against Olathe East were pretty big too.
Yeah, no, he was huge in the Olathe East game, and I've been like wrapping my head around like what is this team doing that that other teams aren't? Like in those 3 wins, what did we do that other teams didn't? And I can even say this about the game against Free State. Like I didn't know how good we were going to be this year just because we're so undersized without that many veterans. And then I was like, wait, our best player is a guard, which is something that is so useful in today's game. We've got knockdown 3-point shooters, and we've got mobile bigs who can run the floor. And I was like, that's a rest. Like, and you see that in the NBA. Like that's an NBA type squad that's like mobile, runs the fast break, pesky on defense, best player is a guard. Like that's an NBA type build team.
And I'm also very impressed with how Kobe is able to come off the bench and make such a big impact.
And like from the shadow of Eric, because Eric he's a little guy, big shadow.
Right.
He's come in and he's kind of Eric's foil because Kobe, he's quick, but he's not Eric level quick.
But he's only a sophomore. He's gonna.
Right. He was hitting 3. I remember the play that started the comeback against Olathe East. He had the ball and he was just waiting for like a screen or something, and he was just like, "Get this! They're leaving me too much space. I'm gonna pull it." Yeah. I'm like, that's a shooter's mentality right there.
Should we talk about a little bit about girls' last game? We can just go to Free State and then talk about previews for tonight. What we did for both.
Let me just also mention that the Free State game was, I think they're ranked 4th and 6th too. So that's
they are
again once again not a
game we could have
not it's not an unquality loss.
Yeah. And like
girls? No,
I just one more thing.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've seen that is and it's so impressive, we get to the 4th quarter and we still are playing the same level that we played in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
You saw in the Olathe East game and the Shawnee Mission East game, they got to the 4th quarter. We had hung around with them just long enough, and they got tired. And because we go 9 deep, we don't tire, and we don't make mistakes. We make enough free throws to win games. We don't turn the ball over because Eric doesn't do that. He doesn't turn the ball over. And they just do what they need to do. And they just have been so impressive at just maintaining that level of play through 4 quarters.
And like you said, we go 9 deep. I mean, there's no selfishness with that either.
No.
Every player has a role, and they are fine with that.
Yeah. So let's talk preview. We'll talk girls first. Now that we've got 4 people in, I just want to say, if you guys are watching, at the end we'll be doing a little Q&A. So we're going to talk girls basketball. We might hit on a little college basketball. Then after that, you can ask them some questions. So girls,
won their game against Free State. I think they're looking good right now.
Yeah.
They kind of had a rocky start,
but they've got a lot of room to improve.
Yeah, and I think they have a lot of options as far as scoring, as far as the big play, the big moment. I mean, I think they're going to be good.
I think they're going to be good, and Foster's a really good coach. He knows how to manage those girls really.
Yeah,
I really think that's been the big thing is they just haven't been able to find a rhythm on offense. But once they're able to find a rhythm on offense, they will certainly be a good team.
which I think started to kind of click last
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, last Friday. It was a good win.
they're on the way.
They dominated that game.
Yeah.
So we play Baser Linwood tonight. From what I've heard, second ranked team in 4A.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Will certainly be a tough matchup.
Yeah.
I don't know much about their
is
team.
Is it something I haven't seen before?
Yeah.
Already this year.
Yeah, no, like
teams they've
we've already
played?
played the best team in state. There's,
I mean, geez.
yeah.
But yeah, I've heard the girls should win. Is what I've heard, that the girls aren't as
No, yeah. Well, you can't go into that with that attitude, though. You just
Yeah,
kind of
right.
Yeah.
But
But,
like, it's a winnable game for the girls. I've heard. Obviously, winnable game for the guys, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be a close game.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be a really close game.
But I think it's a Friday night, big crowd tonight. Last game before the Christmas break. I'm thinking big crowd.
I think so too.
I think
people will be fired up.
Yeah,
I think so. I think our team really feeds off that. This team.
Yeah.
I know Eric feeds off that.
Eric feeds off the energy. He loves it. He loves all the negative energy that the other team gives him too. He loves it when the other team starts chirping at him. He likes it. So is that going to do it for West basketball?
Yeah. Show out.
Yeah. Christmas theme. I know my hat's in revert. I don't know if it flips it after, but it's got pizza and it says Merry Christmas. And the theme is Christmas. So
Good stuff. Good
stuff. I didn't know if that joke was a little cheesy for you.
Oh, all right, Carlos is heading into college basketball.
College basketball. KU is the number 1 ranked team in the nation. Sorry for the shake. KU is the number 1 ranked team in the nation, but it doesn't feel like it.
And it cracks me up. They're 8-0 and Bill Self not happy at all.
He hates the team.
8-0, number 1, not happy. I think it's hilarious.
And it's just weird. And I've been looking at it, and on CBS, our strength of schedule is number 1 in the country. So if you look at that on its face, number 1 team, number 1 strength of schedule, 8-0, there's no reason why I should be nervous about this team. And I'm not that nervous because I know Bill Self will get it handled. He'll find the right guys to go with each other because he always does.
Yeah, and there's no lack of talent.
No, for sure. But it's just like they can't win a comfortable game other than the blowout. But even then, it was close in the second half. It took a 26-0 run. It's just like that New Mexico game. I was at it. I was at the Sprint Center on Saturday night. And it's just like they should have lost. They were losing for like 27 minutes. Like they probably should have lost. And the fact that they won should be impressive. But it's like it's New Mexico State. Like we need to be beating that team by a lot.
That's true.
It's the eye test that we talked about.
Yeah. No, Joe and I were talking about this in Epic, and we were just like, the stats show that we are probably the number 1 ranked team in the country. Yeah. We don't have any losses. We've got good wins. It's just they don't pass the eye test. They don't have an identity, and that's what I think their main thing is right now. Well, last year
we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. Like last year, it was like guards, all guard, and last couple years really, with Frank Mason, Svi, Devontae, guard, shoot the 3. Feed Azubuike when he can, but drive and kick.
That was the good thing. You're down. You can go. Well, it's gonna be all right. We'll knock down some threes.
Malik will hit some he did against Duke or whatever.
Right.
Almost no 3-point shooters no consistent 3-point shooters. I would say. I don't know where Quentin Grimes is.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, I think he'll be like Malik Newman last year, where he had a tough start and then he'll find a rhythm. It's just like, is our identity that LeGerald Vick is our best scorer? I don't know. He only had 5 points on Saturday. Yeah. Dedrick Lawson's clearly the best player on the court, but he doesn't have an outside shot. So it's like, do we feed him in the post? Do we let him go off the dribble? Azubuike's out for like 4 to 6 weeks, so he's missing. It's just like, I don't know what the identity of the team is yet. Are they the scrappy defensive unit? They haven't played great defense. They don't seem to rotate that well. Like they've won all their games, but none of them have been convincing at all. Like none of them, other than maybe Michigan State.
Tennessee's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Michigan State, but both of those were at neutral sites.
Right.
Both of those neutral site games and games where we gave up 87 points to Michigan State, and then we also let them back in the game with like 5 minutes left. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine. Obviously, it's Bill Self. It's KU. They're going to win the Big 12.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
They're going to win the Big 12 as long as Bill Self is coach. And I know Joe is he's uncomfortable over there because we're complaining about our 8-0 start. And his K-State Wildcats have had a rockier start.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna do we have a worse mentality, but we kind of suck right now. Like we deserve to not be ranked.
2 bad losses.
2, and I mean just not playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, you think when you hold a team to 47, you should be winning every time, and you still lose by 1.
That's about what they held UMBC last year, right? And the worst college basketball game ever played.
See, I think the Tulsa game may be the worst college.
I didn't watch
game.
it, but judging by the scoreline,
I say that because
your K-State.
we lost.
I was watching that Tulsa game, and Tulsa's center, Jariah Horn, went to Barstow.
Oh.
And he's
That's
not 6'7", I think. He's like 2 something.
6'7", 2 something.
6'8", 2 something.
Yeah. That's a linebacker, right? That's a LeBron bill.
I don't know. Just a little shout out.
But didn't look good. Dean Wade's pretty scared to do really.
I think he's. I think he's still lingering.
Yeah, and I think I told you this. How the Marquette game, it was a pretty physical game. The refs were calling a lot both ways.
Yeah.
They were big dumb, as I would say. Pretty big dumb. They were calling fouls both ways that really should not have been fouls.
Yeah.
2 technicals, 1 for each team of guys basically just running back to their bench after getting called for a foul.
Yeah.
Like with almost no hesitation, no warning at all.
Yeah.
And just getting in foul trouble early. And I think because of that, I mean, it was a physical game. He was just really scared to do much of anything.
Yeah, I know. And I think Dean Wade, he has like an NBA level skill set. I don't know if he has an NBA level physicality. Yeah. I mean, obviously he's a gifted scorer, very smart, very intelligent, but I don't know when he gets to the NBA where it's just constant battles for 82 straight games. I don't know if he'll be able to make it. I think he'll get drafted. I bet it'll be even mid first round around then, late lottery, mid first round. But it's certainly, it's just like, why am I scared? I'm a KU fan and we're 8-0, but it's just like hasn't been convincing for you guys. Obviously, it hasn't been convincing, but I still think you'll be all right. You guys got great players. I think you'll be fine.
I think that conference. I think also just playing every week. That's only one game a week.
It'll help once we get.
Yeah, when we get to conference play, I think we'll be a lot.
You'll hit it like a 6.
And I still think, even as bad as we've played, I still think we can contend with KU.
Yeah.
Well, if KU keeps playing the way that we do, like we're gonna lose games on the road. We're not gonna. Yeah.
For the conference title and maybe even K-State winning it outright.
Yeah. So I guess we'll open it up to Q&A now.
Yeah.
If you two that are still here want to leave some questions, we'll answer them for you.
Ask questions.
Or else this will be really, really awkward when we are just when we upload this. So I don't know who's here. Can I check that? Am I able to check that now? But,
Dad, are you there?
Dave. If you guys, we'll give you guys about 30 seconds if you want to leave some questions, and if not, we'll just end the stream.
That's all right.
We'll be all right.
But you should.
Man, I'm very excited for tonight's game.
I am really excited. I think, again, like that's what makes it even more exciting. The competition that we've played this year
has not been.
I'm still shocked. I mean, it's great.
Shout out Brett. Brett Apel.
The guy.
Love that man. Brett, if you're watching this, when the hell did you get 6'4"? What the heck? We were the same size in 8th grade. What happened? What are you taking? Can I have some?
Where can I get some? How much is it gonna cost me?
All right. Well, it doesn't appear that.
And we lost a viewer. Okay.
So we're gonna end it. I think we're liking these short streams, these 30 minutes. Next time we'll talk probably NBA, just because there'll be more to talk about then.
Yeah.
If I don't know if we'll do one before Christmas.
Yeah.
But if
try,
we can maybe
break, maybe.
one, I don't know if we'll get one in before Christmas because like it's like that Wednesday
it's
and
kinda tough
we got
for
finals.
and-
We're not gonna do any
Jeez.
finals
It's the
ones.
most tastiest time of the year.
Yeah.
Favorite time.
Berry.
Sprite cranberry.
Merry
Love it.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. And
That's over.
yeah, that'll be it for today's. Good luck on finals. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, good luck on finals,
Don't
and
mess
we
it up.
are tuning out.
Yeah. All right. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Dude, you forgot Kwanzaa.